Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and take the new transforming Super Saiyan Vegeta that does the Big Bang attack into the into the Gogeta Blue Supreme Battle Spectacle, one of the harder fights in the game. This fight is pretty tough, but it's actually going to be a really good spot for this Vegeta to shine. Now, the biggest reason for that is because Vegeta does infinitely stack attack and defense, cause immense damage, and seals the opponent's super attack. The seal doesn't really do too much here, but he is able to, of course, permanently stack his attack and defense, which is really, really nice there. And even though he only gets one additional super attack and 18% reduction for the first 3 turns, I think that you'll be able to keep this guy looking pretty decent in slot 1 for a good majority of the fight. Probably will transform him near the TEQ portion of the fight, where it's the TEQ Super Saiyan Gogeta, but we'll see. Maybe I have to transform against him in the base form Gogeta, because my Vegeta is unfortunately only 55%. I forgot to give him an additional skill orb. I should definitely make sure I do that after this run. We have the friend here who does have some dodge, crit, of course, in there, and he's medium level links rate. This is the first rotation we're seeing here, so the friend is going to benefit from the Goku passive, as we say. In fact, I might bring this Goku and Vegeta over to the other rotation to try and even things out with how the additionals are going to play out. Because Vegeta does get a guaranteed additional super attack if there's a Goku enemy, or actually, yeah, if there's a character whose name includes Goku attacking in the same turn, or an enemy whose name includes Goku. So actually, this will count for the first 2 phases where Vegeta is actually going to get a guaranteed additional super attack. Doesn't matter if there's a Goku on rotation or not, because the first 2 phases are against, the Blue Goku and Vegeta from the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie, right? We're actually going to go ahead and get that. These guys stack the S tier Super Vegeta EZA. They do permanently stack with each attack, no matter if it's like 12 key or 18 key, stacks the same amount of 30% defense, so not that big of a deal to get the 18 or 12 key. Now, Vegeta actually does stun seal here, of course, so actually, funny enough, that does matter here. I guess you could stun the first phase. I had no idea, so we're not worried about taking a super attack at all, which the super attack from these guys do actually also seal in the war attack, right? But you see here, this Vegeta is getting a bunch of his additional supers here because of the fact that they're all mostly guaranteed. I guess the one in his passive, when there's a Goku enemy or ally, actually that one is a 70% chance, and then the one for the first 3 turns is guaranteed, so you got to keep that in mind. He also does get 31% defense with each attack he receives. That does build up permanently. And depending on the amount of HP you have, he gets up to 150% defense when receiving an attack, and up to 150% attack when attacking. So if you're at full HP, you get a full 150% attack and defense buff once those conditions are met. On top of that, he has the 18% reduction and guarding, and just stacking with each super attack. There's a lot going on with this Vegeta. A lot of people are like, oh, this Vegeta is like the new TEQ Ultimate Gohan. I wouldn't necessarily say that, but this Vegeta is able to very well and very easily stack up his stats, which is really nice to see. I actually would prefer these guys don't crit, so that the Vegeta next turn could get some extra stacks in. These guys have a medium chance to crit built in, and obviously, being a Vegeta character, I did give him a lot of crit. Honestly, I would prefer even if they just finish the fight off rather than leaving him alive with like 1 HP. Yeah, okay. I would rather this phase is finished off rather than like 1 HP left, and then we can't like get any stacks at all with the next Vegeta next turn. Now this time we're going to be able to get some nice stacks here, which is really good. In fact, we could see King Vegeta here. So think about King Vegeta. I did actually get him to 90%. I haven't link leveled him at all yet, but he doesn't really get too much from links, I guess. He does miss out on, I guess, 10% defense, which could matter quite a bit, actually, when you consider his whole multiplicative part of his passive. But he's still going to be relatively good, right? This King Vegeta wants to get 3 Aoki spheres, and then he has 36% reduction. But the thing about him is that he does give 60% attack and defense to Pure Saiyan and Vegeta category allies if they're both meeting both conditions, which is basically any Vegeta character, right? He also does give him 36% chance to crit. And when he super attacks first, he does give Vegeta allies, or if there's a Vegeta, I should explain that better. If he super attacks and there's a Vegeta ally in rotation, he gives all allies key 3 and 30% attack defense, and he does also give himself 90% attack and defense. So, okay, let's go ahead and describe all these with you. This Vegeta right here should actually be looking pretty nice now that we're going to get that extra buff. And Gogeta himself will actually going to be looking pretty decent too, because King Vegeta is going to be giving a nice little buff right there. So we'll see what this King Vegeta could do. I mean, this is my first time actually using him. He seems like he's a decent card as long as we're able to get the AGO Key Spheres, which luckily we know what Key Spheres he changes, so we could technically set up the perfect Key Spheres for him. This super attack does hit relatively hard for about 1.5 mil, so what does King Vegeta eat this for? Let's see. 370k, that's still quite a bit. And you can see Vegeta's defense obviously is not going to be, his offense, I mean, it's not going to be looking anything crazy because of the fact that we did receive that damage. But we're under 50% and we're still going to be hitting 5 mil for just a 55% character. That's just a defense stacker. So he lost over half of his offensive buff. He might have been hitting like close to 7 mil. So, I mean, doing like a triple 7 mil attack stat for 55%. Sure, I'll take it, right? But I guess that's the issue with the Space Vegeta. Depending on your HP level, right? If you fall low, like, if this guy's not slot 1 and he's like in slot 2 or slot 3, then you take a big damage super attack in slot 1 or 2, he's gonna lose a lot of those stats if you keep him in the base form, which again is the main issue I'm thinking about when it comes to this Vegeta, especially when it comes to him aging out. And it's like, okay, well, one day this Vegeta is going to be like a slot 3 character, right? You know, you're going to just have him as an additional character on the team. Like, you know, maybe I don't have any options. I can maybe try this Vegeta. The issue is that obviously Vegeta himself, he's going to be in trouble with like what the situation I talked about right here. We don't have to transform Vegeta here. I will let actually Blue Evolution Vegeta receive all these attacks though, is what I'm thinking. We'll grab this. We'll do this, and we'll let Broly just also finish the job here. We'll get a little bit of healing. I actually would not want to transform with S tier Vegeta just yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just keep stacking with S tier Vegeta. Blue Vegeta here, he will be perfectly fine as well. We should still be able to finish this part of the fight off though, even though this Blue Vegeta is not going to be getting any super attacks off, because of the fact that Broly at the end is going to be getting like 4 super attacks. But again, you can see the difference in Vegeta this time. Luckily, he's just going to keep stacking though, which is really, really helpful. Each stack does give him only 20%, but if he's doing like 3 stacks a turn, that's 60% stack as defense he's getting every single time, especially because we have the Goku enemy. And next turn, the other Vegeta still will have the Goku ally. Is this turn 3? If this is turn 3, then yeah, I think we should still have the damage reduction with the other Vegeta, which is going to be pretty cool. Okay, and then once this Broly finishes the job right here, is going to be getting some extra little stacks. Broly with his domain actually does support this Vegeta. Keep in mind that Vegeta right here, he is an extreme class character. So while Broly could potentially support him, we do want to note that he takes more damage regardless from the super class bosses compared to, let's say, like a Super Saiyan Goku or something, right? Like a normal super class character. So Vegeta right here, we could full heal if we really wanted to. I think for purposes of the showcase, what I'm going to do is, man, yeah, okay, we're running into the issue where like the 3 EGL key spheres could be a little annoying to get with this King Vegeta, because if it's a turn like this where we enter the turn there, we can't really set up the key spheres, and he wants 3 AGL key spheres specifically in order for him to get his full damage reduction. I would love to, I mean, I would love to grab all those tech key spheres to heal, but I can't really do that, unfortunately. We'll grab this here. I can't grab these S tier key spheres either. This might bring down the AGL key sphere though, right there. That does perfect. Okay, so I think for the purpose of this showcase, I will use the Sensu Bean. Yeah, for just for showcase purposes, I'll use the Sensu Bean here so we can see what Vegeta would take in this scenario. But again, my Vegeta isn't level 10. We're getting the 60% support from King Vegeta, and we'll see what Vegeta is able to do defensively here and offensively as well. So 6 mil attacks right there. He has a couple of good links with S tier Super Vegito, so that's going to be helpful. Him and S tier Super Vegito are actually going to be a pretty good pairing. I think Vegeta was made in mind with this Vegeta as well, considering that there's the Goku like restriction is passive where he gets the additional super attack there, considering that he's going to be a slot 1 character and Goku's going to be sitting there in slot 2 and 3, the S tier Super Vegeta I'm talking about, right? Because they're not really a slot 1 character. The reason why is because they get 20% extra damage reduction once they actually super attack. And they have to be above 50% HP as well. So you're going to really want like a nice tanky slot 1 character. So as long as Vegeta's able to handle his own there, we should be looking good. This King Vegeta should be fine, even if Gogeta does end up super attacking him. Because he has type advantage here and he has a reduction. So yeah. King Vegeta, let's see, what does King Vegeta eat here? Oh, he dodges. Well, I guess we'll never know. I guess we don't have to know technically, but it would have been nice to see. Not that big of a deal though. We'll go ahead and let Gogeta Blue transform, and we'll do this here, and let's see what this Gogeta transformation is like. I mean, I guess I already know it's good, but still. Let me grab the key spheres first. The key's not that great, actually. Should I put you here? Yeah, let's keep putting Vegeta in the first slot, actually. And let's see what Vegeta is able to do himself. We'll grab this, and we obviously have to transform with Gogeta. We don't need to play the animation, actually. We'll just do this. And let's keep stacking with Vegeta. So, this Vegeta is at 517k defense. Keep in mind, although he does get 150% defense when receiving the attack, and that does activate instantly, keep that in mind, just like Zamasu, he doesn't have to take the attack, and then after he gets the defense, it's when receiving the attack, which is really good. He already has 80% built up defense that is multiplicative, but you can see Vegeta now is only getting the 1 super attack because his like 3 turn passive ran out, and then on top of that, my brain just stopped working. He doesn't have a Goku in rotation or an enemy, so that's important to keep in mind. We'll keep the Vegetas unfused. I might actually no, I think we do finish the fight off right here, right? And one of the reasons I wasn't really worried about this turn is because we do have the revival skill. So in case we do die, we will activate the revival skill. But yeah, next turn for sure, we'll just transform into Super Saiyan Vegeta, and we'll see what Super Saiyan Vegeta is able to do himself. I guess the one thing is that I can't really transform into Goku and Vegeta either, but I mean into Super Vegeta either, and it would be nice to do that just so we can get the transformation, but eventually we will fall under the 70% HP threshold, so I'm not really too worried. In fact, actually I think it's 77%, right? I'm not like, 100% on these characters that are like a lot older. I could use Broly's domain here as well, but we'll just keep going. In fact, should I just keep stacking with Vegeta? I guess the only thing is he does not have his reduction. So even with guard, a super attack from this guy would hurt him really badly. Yeah, unless I use Broly's domain, but Broly's domain will also buff King Vegeta next turn, huh? I think I will pop Broly's domain here. I think that'll be better than not using it. Now Vegeta's going to get a little bit of an extra buff. Vegeta's not going to get the full buff, I believe, but he does get a little bit of an extra buff right there. So yeah, he shoots up to 638k. Because again, Vegeta is not under the Exploding Ridge or Movie Bosses category. He only gets the extra certain percentage. So the summon is active for 5 turns. How should I proceed? I almost want to see what base Vegeta eats here. But we'll transform into Super Saiyan Vegeta specifically. Let's get this out in here. So keep in mind, Super Saiyan Vegeta is not reliant on how much HP he has himself, but he's reliant on the HP that an enemy has. So he gets more attack depending on the HP they're at. Under 80% HP, he gets 30% extra attack. Under 60% HP, he gets another 30% extra attack. And then if they're under 40% HP, he gets another 50% attack. But besides that, he's not really worried about HP besides wanting to stay above 30%, which is fairly easy. He just gets a flat 180% defense after receives the attack, which that is going to be a pure multiplicative buff into this 378k defense. So I'll actually bring up a calculator on the side, but yeah, that's 378. I'm gonna write this down real quick. And then 789, and then we'll just continue here with the run. So not even considering again any extra defense that he would get from here, like in terms of his defense that he gets on super attack, the 50% for the turn, he's already over 1 million defense just before he receives any attack, which is really good. And again, keep in mind, with every super attack, he will also be raising his defense by 50%. Well, it won't be a pure 50% because he's got a lot of stacks before he actually transforms. It is going to probably raise his defense closer to like 1.3, 1.4 mil defense even. And you see right there, he also does have an action break. So if this Vegeta receives an attack, he does launch a guaranteed additional super attack and disables the enemy action once within the turn. So that guaranteed super is only once within the turn as well, just to clarify. And that really incentivizes you to run this guy in slot 1, or again against AoE attacks that could also be really, really good. You can get the Super Saiyan Vegeta out on turn 3 as well, right? Just turn 3 above 18% HP. So you could even just see this guy, you know, against Fusion Zamasu, like in the first phase Fusion Zamasu to the end, which could be really interesting. Goku and Vegeta, yeah, they're fine as well. Broly will be also perfectly good here, and again, Vegeta is getting the 10% attack defense buff that Extreme Class allies get from Broly's domain, and Super Class allies also do take, Super Class allies and enemies also do take an additional 10% damage. That's where we're also really bursting through this Gogeta, but yeah, eventually Vegeta himself will be doing more and more damage depending on how low the enemy's HP is. So the Vegeta next turn, if we do make it to next turn, is going to potentially, no, he will actually have a much higher attack stat because King Vegeta is also going to be on rotation, is he not? Alright, there's Broly one last time here, and Broly did finish the job. Yeah, dude, Broly is very nasty, very, very, very nasty character that works pretty well on the Vegeta's team. So yeah, I love this Broly, dude. He's so absolutely crazy. They did a great job with him. We actually got very lucky with the rotations here. So again, yeah, we'll just transform into Super Saiyan Vegeta here. This Vegeta is going to be looking really good as well. So we'll go ahead and let this guy get his active skill in here as well too. King Vegeta will have his full pass. And we'll put King Vegeta in slot 1 too. Why not, right? Let this guy cook. King Vegeta will cook. I promise y'all. So we'll put Blue Evolution Vegeta at the end. Again, we want this Super Saiyan Vegeta to do his thing. We'll do this. I don't think he's under the HP threshold. No, unfortunately not. We could use the active skill if the enemy's HP is under 80%, but that's not the case here. That's fine though. So this Vegeta is at 469k defense. So he's missing quite a bit of defense that he could still get multiplicative wise. So if we consider that he's also getting 30% from King Vegeta getting his super attack off first, this Vegeta is at 1.45 million defense, and he also has 18% reduction. That's not considering any defense he gets when performing a super attack, the 50% attack and defense he gets on a super attack effect. That's a lot, right? That'll add quite a bit. So King Vegeta is just doing his thing right here. And I think this guy's actually under 80% HP now. So Vegeta probably does get his extra 30% attack, right? So yeah, he's hitting a 13.7 mil attack so right there. And then we'll see that right there as well, but we do not get the additional or the extra buff. Keep that in mind. And we do have Blue Evolution Vegeta survive, so worst case scenario, if we die, we'll see that. But I want to see Vegeta get supered. Yes, okay, perfect. What is this Vegeta gonna eat here? So this is one super attack, and this is like with King Vegeta support and everything. He should be looking pretty good with the reduction. Yeah, 304k. This is a 50, I think that's a 55% Vegeta, dude. Like, that's good. For a free dupe? Like, come on. For a free dupe Vegeta, even though we have the King Vegeta support up, we can clearly tell he did not need that for him to be able to live that situation, right? And then now next turn we could fuse into S tier Super Vegito, and we're gonna get the full heal, and we'll also be able to put Vegeta in slot 1 next turn. So I think we're good. We technically have the Gogeta Blue target skill that we could use, but I might not use that. I might, because I want to see Vegeta get attacked. Oh, well, there's no AoEs actually, but we could use a Big Bang attack here. I don't think Gogeta would kill. No, so I don't think this kills. I'm pretty sure this doesn't kill, right? This will do some damage, but it definitely does not kill. There's no way. Alright, Gogeta, I know you did your thing. Yeah, perfect. We can get the Big Bang attack finish. So we saw what Vegeta was able to eat from the Gogeta Super. Now that's, again, even though that is post-super attack and with King Vegeta, do I think a 55% Vegeta could live against Gogeta's Blue Super if it's instant? I feel like with the 18% reduction, even without King Vegeta's extra support, like before he supers or when he supers, he would still be around 1.3 mil defense or so. I feel like he would die. I'm gonna assume that he would die or barely live, but I think he would actually end up biting the bullet there. But we got through here just fine though, and let's go ahead and get the Big Bang attack finish, and that should be the end of the video. Keep in mind, Vegeta on this turn would also have had guaranteed crits with every super attack he would do. So, I mean, I've seen screenshots of Vegeta at Rainbow doing like triple 20 mil attack stats with King Vegeta on rotation. So these can get crazy depending on the dupe level and the HP level the enemy's at. So he's going to be like I wouldn't say inconsistent, but he's going to look like varying depending on the different situations he has, which is also kind of fun. Where it's like not the same stagnant unit every time, like he looks different depending on the HP of the enemy, which I find very interesting as a mechanic. But let me know what you guys think about this Big Bang Vegeta. I think he looked fantastic. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.